How would you like some peanut butter with that jelly sandwich?
Hey, ho, it's the Chris Court Show. Hey, ho.
This show is brought to you by...
Welcome back to another fun episode of Chris Court Show. This is 2 weeks in a row. Probably our longest streak,
Yeah.
I would say.
I don't know what to do with myself.
Yeah.
Honestly, it feels odd.
Yeah, you're looking better today.
Well, thank you.
The allergies are...
I still feel like crap. I mowed the lawn today, and it had all that cottonwood in it, and that bag just didn't catch anything, so it all just blew at my face the entire time. So I just feel like crap.
You sound better.
You just had
though.
white stuff flying at your face.
All day.
Yeah.
All day.
How you doing?
And this is different because this was dry.
Ah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So that really aggravates the allergies when it's dry.
Yeah.
If it was wet, I should probably water the lawn before I mow it, right? That would be the better way.
Mow it and then water the lawn.
Water those cottonwood tree seeds so that way they start growing in your lawn.
Yeah. But you know we're all here.
I can't make it.
We have a band tonight, like always. So stay, and we have some talking points. Mike instructed us to do. And
Yeah.
I have mine.
Okay, good.
I have my pick.
Do you have my pick?
I do actually. Yeah. Mike wanted us to think of a band. We won't do this now, but he wanted us to think of an album that we've been listening to repeatedly, right? Lately.
Yeah, just something that caught your attention.
Okay. Caught our attention, and we just been listening to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. There is the burp of the century.
Had to bring it out for Mike.
My poison ivy
Thanks.
is getting better.
Good.
You want to see it?
I mean, not really, but sure. Oh, it looks worse. Oh. Yep.
It looks worse. Seriously?
It looks worse, but is it not as itchy?
It's not. Definitely not as itchy. I've been putting a steroid on it, and I've been taking steroids, which I got to take tonight.
Well, I heard
What are your
the
testicles doing?
best way to get used to it is just constant,
Coming.
do it again. And then you get used to it better.
Oh, so you're saying just run back there right now and roll around in the poison
I
ivy?
could do that. You know what I did then the next day, or not the next day, when I found out that I had
Poison ivy? Herpes.
food poisoning.
Okay.
Poison ivy. I went back there and I bought the stuff behind you there, that Roundup, specifically for poison ivy.
So just Roundup labeled differently.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
pretty much. And
And $2 more.
Yeah.
no, they were the same prices actually.
Oh, good.
But I wanted to get that one because it said, So then I sprayed the shit out of them and they all died, handsomely.
Now, even though they're dead, the oil's still there. So you got
Their oils are still there. Yeah. Yeah.
So then you got to let it on fire.
But then we'd inhale it.
Well, you don't stay there. You just let it on fire and leave.
Oh, yeah. Well, look, all the animals would smell it. I wonder if they get food poisoning. I mean, why do I keep on saying food poisoning?
I don't know. Are you eating the poison ivy?
I don't know. My mind is really fucked
apparently
up
he's
tonight.
still hungry. Those pickles were quite
Oh,
upsetting.
yeah, those pickles were upsetting him. That's why you're talking about food poisoning.
No, well, maybe.
Yeah. They weren't that bad. They were just not great.
They were quite salty, but not as refreshing as I'd hoped. Oh, he's going Joe Cocker.
Full cocker.
What's that whiskey called again?
Devil's something?
Devil's River, I think. Oh,
Yeah.
it's in the fridge. It was $13. Not bad for that big.
That's why you made that face.
It was either that or I was going to get this other bottle. I've been wanting to try out different bottles instead of getting Jim Beam all the time. So I got that bottle, and it's good.
Yeah, it looked good.
Yeah.
It looked refreshing.
Looked like it was worth $13.
Yeah, well, let's get into our band here. Now, should we say what we're doing or not? Is that unprofessional?
I don't know. We were playing a band.
Chris's pick.
Yeah.
Okay. yeah, this is my pick for tonight. And I hope you guys enjoy this. And I hope we do too. The band is called Bleach Lab. And the song is called All Night.
Like our podcast through your speakers?
Yes.
Do you like our voices?
Yes, yes.
Well, now we are on YouTube, where you can hear our voices.
And that's it. No video.
But now, you can just hit up your YouTube app on your motherfucking phone and listen to us on the way home.
Search us on YouTube and listen to the audio.
And just look at our logo. All right, Bleach Lab with All Night, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. What we did was we did a, what do you call it? Roulette?
I said artist roulette.
Artist roulette. So what we did is we made sure they weren't popular, but we checked out this app, and then we just picked it out without listening to it. And we just played it. That was our first time listening it. The first time that you guys were listening to it, that was our first time listening to it. And I thought it was pretty damn good. Mike is licking the cord.
I don't know what Mike's doing.
Obviously made him horny.
He's trying to...
Now he's fingering the cord.
He's fingering the cord.
Is this your way of...
He's licking it again.
Oh, okay. Yeah, get in there.
I don't think that's physically possible.
What, in that big asshole?
Twisting it together like that?
Oh. So, yeah, Bleach Lab, man. BleachLab.com is where you can find them. They are from London, UK.
That's from London.
London, UK,
Okay.
Yeah. And,
Okay.
UK? Okay.
Oklahoma?
Okay. But I thought they were a lot like, and I was actually listening to this in my head, and I'm like, they're a lot like Mazzy Star. And then I was looking at, I was doing some research while I was listening to them, and little did I know, taking inspiration from the likes of Mazzy Star and the Smiths.
That sounds perfect.
Okay.
They
What'd
were
you
really
guys
good.
think?
Really good, really laid back. Definitely fits the trend for today. I've noticed a lot of artists going a little bit more
Mazzy Star?
ethereal, a little bit more Mazzy Star, yeah. And
Yeah,
a
it's
little
just-
bit more drawn out, kind of emotional, I guess.
Yeah.
It's sort of like a soft emo.
I
think it's
feel like
kind of how I
emo is
classify
coming
it.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a pussycat emo.
That's probably a very good way of describing it.
Yeah. I liked it a lot, though. I really did. What'd you think, Matt?
I thought it was really good. I enjoyed it, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
the chord structures, everything. The one thing I kept thinking in my head for some reason, though, is I wonder what this would sound like if it was metal. I don't know why. Like, just the way it was put together, like, it sounded like it could have been a metal song if you actually, like, think about the chords and the lyrics. Like, obviously, they'd be screaming it instead. But,
Yeah. I could
but no, I actually enjoyed the song. It was very
You
good.
mean metal as a maybe they don't change the instrumentation, but they keep the
Well,
or
the,
they
the
have
instrumentation
vocals
would
screaming.
change a little bit. I mean, obviously, you'd have, like, guitars with distortion and shit happening instead.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it'd be very similar, yeah.
Would you speed it up or would you keep that?
No, the same
speed?
pace.
Okay.
That's why it kept popping in my head. Like, this would probably sound good as metal, too.
It's amazing how things sort of transverse different sides of the spectrum.
Yeah. But no, I enjoyed the song. It was very good.
Good job, Chris.
Oh, that wasn't me. That was
Mazzy Star.
that was Bleach Lab.
Mm.
That wasn't Mazzy Star. So yeah. So that's what we have for you. They are on every popular streaming service. So if you want to listen to more of them, they are also on Bandcamp. It looks like they have 8 albums already out. So they've been around a while, and they're also on tour. They have an autumn tour.
Now I'm kind of curious as to where they got their name from.
Probably from a Bleach Lab.
Oh, I guess so.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, Bleach Lab, why don't you go ahead and just leave us a little comment in the diddly-doo and let us know where your name is from.
Mm-hmm.
And then we could, I'll chime in and talk about it. That'd be fun.
Will we, though?
I don't know. We will. We should.
Yeah, we should.
Why shouldn't we?
On,
Yeah.
on the next podcast.
This is social
Oh,
media.
yeah, we can.
which
we
will probably
can.
be in like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
good? Oh, no, we got Metal Fest next weekend.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
right. So it would be 3 in a row, wouldn't it?
It would be 3
no.
in a row. Well,
No,
Yeah,
we
'cause
wouldn't
that-
do it that night.
so what we're doing is there's a...
We'd record it that night, but we'd probably edit it and put it together
doing
later.
up in my face?
There you go.
Sorry, there's bugs flying in my face, and I...
Really gets upset about those pickles.
Yeah, those pickles really pissed him off.
So there is One Allegiance, a brewery around here, has a Metal Fest, it's called. And what we're going to do is I'm going to bring my Zoom. It's a little recorder. And we're going to record audio. So probably we won't have a podcast that Friday night, but I'll try to get it out next weekend and see what... Well, it depends on what audio we get.
I think we'll probably use the audio on the next podcast, which might be in 2
We
weeks.
could
then.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that.
Of course, in 2 weeks is your party.
Bar mitzvah?
Is it?
Yeah.
Let's see. 1, 2. Oh yeah. I don't know what I'm
We'll
doing
figure
in
it
my
out.
life. Yeah.
But we will get you some information and some audio.
We will. And it'll be a good time. We'll be interviewing metal bands. Hopefully they'll have face paint and all this, and
Maybe they'll have a track that we can play.
Yeah. Hopefully they have demos. Do bands even do that anymore? Do they have demos?
You know what? I wonder if they just give out QR
Or they
codes.
just give
and then you
QR
just got to
codes,
scan
or-
out the QR code and you go to their website.
or they just say, yeah, we're on Apple Music.
Yeah,
They probably just do that too, yeah.
Yeah. Because they don't give out CDs. Like when we were in a band or in the early days of 2000s.
We ripped
We
a
just
bunch of
gave
CDs
CDs.
and printed them and
But it
packaged
was-
them and everything.
It was cool because then it was stuck in your car. You got a CD from somebody. It was stuck in your car for the next
Because
couple
the old
days.
cars wouldn't eject the CDs properly.
Right. And but then you're like, well, I'm stuck in
Well, see,
traffic. I already
we
listened to
made sure
Weezer.
that
I
those-
might as well put this
Right.
in and see
Right.
what
we
it
made
was
sure
like.
that the label on top was nice and loose, so when it went into your CD drive, it stayed in there
It had
forever.
little bubbles on the sticker.
And they just saw a little rabbit's foot sticking out.
Yeah. So so go and listen to them. I don't know what I just said. I don't know. But that's where we're going to be next weekend. Mike,
Chris,
let's get into your topic here.
Well, I mean, it's not really a topic.
Well, not topic, but I'm kind of excited about this one because I want to get some whiskey and I want you to talk. So that's why I'm excited.
That's perfect. So my whole idea is that, let's all... We always showcase bands that, maybe we don't listen to on a regular basis and maybe people don't listen to on a regular basis. But what about the people of the show? What do we listen to and kind of what do we like? You may get an idea about it, but, let's kind of all take a album that we've been listening to that's been kind of stuck in our head lately, and let's talk about it and see what we like. And the album that I had in mind, I'll start off. I'll go first. Lately, I've been listening to Megadeth, and it's been their most recent album, The Sick, the Dying, and the Dead.
I still got to listen to that.
It is amazing. I can tell you that. It's absolutely amazing. They brought it out in September of last year, so it's September 22. And as a whole, I think it's a good introspective into what Dave Mustaine was going through kind of during COVID. He also he had throat cancer. So he had to go through, therapy and treatment for throat cancer. And I think there's a lot of that kind of plays into it as well. He talks a lot about, obviously, death and dying, and he talks about how things kind of take control and some of your own addictions and having to fight them. Stereotypical Megadeth in that kind of sense, but I think it's very, very good. He's only 61. It almost seems like he should be older.
Yeah, I thought he would have been in his 70s.
Right.
Yeah, I would have been thinking like 70s as well.
Yeah, so it makes me think, wait, how old is James Hetfield? Because they were in the band together. And it seems like Metallica would be closer to 70 at this point, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're only in their 60s.
He's 59.
The fuck?
So I guess we're not that old.
He looks like, not only does he look like the Cowardly Lion, but he's gray now. He's heavily gray. He looks worn out as fuck.
Well, I did a lot of shit.
Kirk Hammett, though. Kirk Hammett still looks really good.
Yeah, he does.
But as far as like the first couple songs in the album, it's stereotypical Megadeth. You listen to it and it's like, okay, this is Megadeth. And I think as a whole, this album is sort of like a greatest hits from Megadeth that you never heard before. So it's a lot of the riffs that you're familiar with, but kind of packaged in a different way.
But in new songs.
Yeah, new songs. So I think anybody who's a fan of Megadeth, I think you're really going to hear a lot of things that you like. And anybody who's not a fan, I think you're really going to get the essence of what Megadeth is by listening to this song or this album. Now, he did have throat cancer.
So have you been listening to the album or just one song?
No, the whole album.
So what's your, so he did have throat cancer, you said?
Yeah, he did have throat cancer, and you could tell that it really affected him on this album. So
can you tell, because I remember we were talking a little about this, and you said there's one spot in this album where it is Dave Mustaine.
Yeah, there's one spot in this album where he does something you could tell where... One of the things I think that he did that he always does incredibly well is whenever he gets a curveball, he's very good with pivoting. And I think he used the failure of his voice as a positive on this album. And I think he did that very, very well. If you listen to the second song, you'll see where it comes in. And I don't want to give too much more away, but just listen to the first two songs.
Yeah, is where this spot is.
It's a really cool spot.
Okay.
Really, I love his voice here. I don't want to give too much away because then it's like, well, you kind of give away the ending of the story and nobody wants to see it.
Right.
But just listen to the first two songs, and then if you don't like it, just don't listen to the rest of the fucking album. But it's 10 minutes well worth it.
Okay. How long is the album about?
I think the album is about an hour.
Okay.
He definitely fills it out, and it's good. It's strong all the way throughout.
What's your favorite track off of it? Second song, or is it? You
know what? I didn't even get down the track listings.
Oh. Well, I thought that's what we were doing.
I should have. Apparently,
Get him, Chris.
Not prepared.
Get him.
Yeah, no.
Get him. Sorry, Tim.
The first song is very catchy. The second song, either the first two songs, I would say are in my top echelon for the album.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. It just kind of makes you shake your booty a little bit, and then it kind of makes you want to punch somebody.
And it's nice
Perfect.
because, I've never been a fan of Megadeth.
Right.
Ever. And
Right.
every time I heard Megadeth, I
should be.
said, oh, I am now. But every time I heard Megadeth, I'm like, oh, fuck. And then Mike would actually turn me on to Megadeth. And
I just kept beating it on you. I'm like,
You
you know,
did,
you
you
need
did.
to listen. I'd be drunk.
Well,
and
just like I did with you on George Harrison's All Things Must Pass.
that was a 10-year process.
That was a
for
long
you.
process. I think I even
You burned me the CD.
burned a copy.
Yeah. And I just had it sitting in
I said,
my
you
CD
better
case.
listen to this, motherfucker. This is good.
And it was probably 10 years later that I put it on. And then I sent you a text while I was doing dishes and listening to it. I was like, I get it now. This is a really good album. And you're
Yeah.
like, motherfucker.
Right. It's been 10 years. I burnt you a CD. Who does that anymore? That's how long it's been. But,
10 years ago, burning CDs was still kind of a thing.
Well, that was 10 years from when he listened to it.
Actually, it was probably, you probably gave that to me probably 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. But yeah, I wasn't a big fan of Megadeth, and then you turned me on to it, and I forgot what song or album I really, really liked. I don't know what it was, but then, I've come to respect Megadeth.
Definitely.
So I'm actually excited from what you're saying about this album to listen to it.
There is one curveball at the end
Uh-oh.
that I think it just doesn't fit, but once again, in like true Dave Mustaine fashion, he has this thing where I could just picture any producer that works with him would be like, Dave, throw it out. And he's just like, fuck you, I'm Megadeth, I'm keeping it in. And it's just kind of what makes Megadeth. There's like these obtuse things that just pop in out of nowhere or seem very dated, but
Yeah.
somehow it fits with the echelon of the album.
Yeah. So you give it an A+ now.
I give this a solid. I wouldn't say A+.
Where does this rank in Megadeth albums?
In Megadeth albums? Oh, for me, I would say this is probably a B+.
Yeah. So you would put this in like their okay albums.
Better than okay. Not the greatest, but better than okay.
Okay. All right.
I think this is a really good, really solid
And that's the
album.
new Megadeth album that we announced on new releases too.
Yes,
So it just came out.
just came out. Well, it came out about 7 months ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna listen to it, and I'll let you know what I think of it.
We'll see.
Matt, what album do you got?
The fuck? I've been listening a lot to the new Avenged Sevenfold album. Just
Oh,
came out
really?
last week.
Ooh, I didn't even realize one came out.
Came out last week. We had
Yeah, we had it on the.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I got to listen to our show.
Yeah, the album's called Life Is But a Dream.
Or just listen to yourself.
Yeah,
It's also their first album in 7 years.
right.
Yeah. So I was kind of excited for it. Been listening to it.
Hey guys, what new albums are coming out these days?
It's new releases time.
New album, new album, new album, new album.
New releases June 9th. These albums are already out, so go and pick them out if you like them, or if you want to listen to them. Mary, Fountain Baby.
Christine and the Queens. Paranoia, Angels, True Love.
Decisive Pink, Ticket to Fame.
Dream Wife, Social Lubrication.
Extreme, 6.
Is that the extreme that says more than words?
I think that's the extreme.
Wow.
Feeble Little Horse, Girl with Fish.
Gengar, Red Sun Titans.
Godflesh, Purge.
Janelle Monáe, The Age of Pleasure.
Jason Isbell in the 400 unit Weather Vanes. That should be good.
Jada G, Guy.
Jenny Lewis, Joyal.
Jess Williamson, Time Ain't Accidental.
Johnny Greenwood and Dudu Tassa. Jarek Quarterback. What the fuck? How come I always get these?
Keaton Henson, House Party.
King Cruel, Space Heavy.
Lightning Dust, Nostalgia Killer.
Neil Horan, The Show.
Nicholas Albrook, Manganese.
Son of a bitch. Olaf Dreyer and Mount Sibs, Souvenir.
Rob Grant, Lost at Sea.
That's Lana Del Rey's father.
What?
Yeah, that's what it says there.
Oh.
Squid, O Monolith.
Teki Hagata.
The Boo Radleys, 8.
This is the kit. Careful of your keepers.
Youth Lagoon, Heaven is a Junkyard.
And that is it. That's all the albums. Man, we need to get that music going a little bit longer because we don't end that
Well,
soon.
that was a long list.
Yeah,
That's a
we need to
very
make
long
a
list.
summer music cut and then a winter music cut because
Right.
it seems like more comes
I
out in the
noticed.
summer.
I noticed that, yeah. So June 9th, these albums are already out. If you want to listen to Lana Del Rey's father, she, his album's out, or Jason Isbell.
Or Taka
He's
Taka.
always good. Or Taki Taku. But, all right. So,
Yeah, I've been listening to Avenged Sevenfold's new album, and I was really kind of excited for it because I've liked Avenged Sevenfold. They're a little quirky, a little weird sometimes, but it's good metal. It's fun to listen to. This album's all over the place.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
as
Like-
in not good, or?
Like
I'm
heavy
still
soft?
not sure. I keep listening to it, hoping I'm going to like it. Like it's
Really?
that kind of a thing. Like
I kind of wanted to
I
listen to
didn't
this
fall in
too,
love with it
so-
right away. That's the thing. And it's like the first day I listened to it, I'm like, what was that? But I've been listening to it more and more, and some of it's good, but it's definitely different.
Wow.
Yeah,
Different as in, like, they're not as heavy, or they're not as...
There's a lot more of like a Broadway musical sound to it.
What the fuck?
What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so almost like Dream Theater, huh?
Yeah, almost like Dream Theater or like a Phantom of the Opera type deal. But there's also like a song on there that sounds like it was done by The Weeknd, but it was them. It's kind of a little all over the place. It's a little weird to listen to.
Wow, I'm going to have to listen to that.
Yeah. But I've been listening to it more and more, and there's definitely Avenged Sevenfold elements in it. There's just lots of weird progressive stuff happening in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they just came out with that album. I haven't heard anything about it.
You might you don't really listen to much like radio stuff, do you?
No.
Like
I listen to podcasts more so.
okay. There's a single that's been out for a little while already that is on this album.
Oh, yeah, I definitely wouldn't have heard that.
It probably came out like 3 or 4 months ago. I've been hearing it on Pandora and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the single sounds like them. Like it just sounds like a new song from them.
That's their radio hit, yeah.
Yeah. And there's maybe 1.5 more songs on the album that sound like them.
Really?
Yeah.
So is
Everything's just different.
So it's more musical, like Mike was saying, with Dream Theater, or is it more like a I don't know why this band came to me, but what the fuck, the emo band?
I think I know who you're talking about. Fall Out Boy?
No, not Fall Out Boy.
I'm trying to think.
Mike?
That's not the right band.
What is the band?
Of what?
I'm Not Okay. My Chemical Romance.
Yes.
My Chemical Romance, okay.
Because they had like a classical musical type deal going on.
It's not
Or is
really-
it more like a Dream Theater type thing?
More like a Dream Theater type thing.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just, like I said, it's just weird. I keep listening to it because I'm trying to get into it and appreciate it. And there's some good stuff in it. There is. It's just
Yeah.
that it's very progressive. So like the songs will change from what sounds like Avenged Sevenfold to what sounds like a musical.
See, what I'm trying to... I like the idea that these bands that we're so used to hearing and so used to their music are doing new stuff.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's why I keep listening to it, because I'm like, they're obviously doing this because this is what they wanted to do, because it's not the typical, like, you know, the record company's like, no, make it sound the same.
Right.
It's not the typical thing
And
that
they don't
did.
need to do it anymore.
And I know that, like, Avenged Sevenfold, like, from their original album onto, like, their more recent ones, not the newest one, but the more recent ones, there was differences in the way that they, like, presented their music and stuff. It did change, but it wasn't an extreme change.
Yeah.
This 7-year gap, it's totally different. It's weird,
So that 7 years have done a lot to them.
apparently.
Maybe
I'm not saying it's not good. I'm still trying to learn to appreciate it.
I think a lot of it's probably been recorded a lot during COVID.
I'd imagine, yeah.
And that's what they probably went creative. because a lot of bands did that. A lot of artists did that.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what it is.
No, there's some, like I said, there's some good elements in it. It's worth giving it a listen.
What's
But
one of
keep
your
in
favorite
mind-
tracks on it?
One of my favorite tracks is actually the one that would be like the radio hit. The other one would be the opening track. It's called Game Over.
Okay.
And that opening track sounds a little bit more like System of a Down.
No shit.
Oh wow.
A little bit.
Wow. Okay.
So do you think this is more of like their kind of like Reload era?
Maybe. Maybe. I can't.
I mean, because they've been
Like I
around
said,
for a long time now.
I keep trying to listen to it to try to appreciate it. Like, I don't hate it. I'm not saying I hate it. Like, there's good stuff in there. It's just weird.
Actually,
It's not what I expected.
Yeah.
When did Avenged come out? Was that early?
Oh shit. That was probably
When
late.
When
90s.
did they hit popularity? Yeah, late 90s,
Popularity maybe early 2000s.
early 2000s. So they've been popular for over 20 years. Metallica has been were popular for over 20 years by the time Load came out.
Right. Yeah.
So do you? Which is kind of sad because I don't think Avenged has the same sort of notoriety as Metallica ever got.
Absolutely not. No.
But do you? I wonder if this is sort of, you know how like women get the 7-year itch. You get married and you don't, not just
They want to
women,
fuck
but
every other guy.
yeah, they, you know, you want to go out and play. And women and men, they get the 7-year itch.
Yeah.
Maybe for musicians, you get into it for 20 years. Bob Dylan, he was another guy.
He had the 7-year itch. He wanted to fuck every guy.
No, he had the 20-year itch
Oh.
to where he was around, and then
He
was
went
around
electric.
he went electric. What, in the 80s?
Yeah.
And that
Was
was yeah, wasn't
That
it?
it was in the 70s.
I thought it was the 80s. 'Cause
Maybe it could have been. Well, we got a computer in front of
So
us.
they were established in 1999.
Yeah. So early 2000s
Yeah.
is when they kind of grew that popularity. Yeah, but let me see. When did he? And if nobody knows this, Bob Dylan was known for his acoustic acts and then went electric and then got a lot of shit for it. But I'm trying to figure out when this happened. But anyway, go ahead and I'll look for this.
Go ahead with what? I was pretty much
I don't
done.
know. 1965.
was the electric stuff
Yeah.
that he got flack for
Yeah.
in 65?
Yeah.
That seems soon. That seems way too
He made a
soon.
spontaneous decision on Saturday in 1965 that he would challenge the festival by forming a fully amplified band the following evening.
No. But there was like an electronic album that he did that he got flack
Electronic
for.
album.
Electronic, yeah.
What was Dylan's first played electric?
Because I
1965.
yeah, I hear what you're saying.
He
Like
penned his first electric number, Subterranean Homesick Blues.
that was in 65.
That was in 65.
Hmm.
Yeah, 1965, 1965, 1965.
Hmm.
How wrong do you want me to make you?
Hmm.
Make them wrong.
Dylan goes electric on the evening of July 25th, 1965.
I mean, the internet doesn't lie.
The internet doesn't
Especially
lie.
when it tells you 500,000 times. Yeah, you look that up.
But no, I thought it wasn't just that he went electric, like electric guitar, but like
Mhm.
he totally changed his style. Like even further than electric. It was almost computerized, using like computerized beats, and I thought there was something more into there in the 80s.
Well, I thought it was when he just first used an electric guitar because he always because he was always playing acoustic. Bob Dylan's going electric was a watershed moment in the 1960s.
Sounds like it's in the 60s, Mike.
Music legend Bob Dylan became a symbol of change when he moved from acoustic to electric guitar in 1965.
Oh, maybe this is what I'm thinking of.
For all I know, this could be lies because I'm not reading the screen. Chris is.
That's true.
So Chris could be lying to me right now.
That's true.
In the
And
late
I would.
in the late 70s, he became a born-again Christian, released a series of albums of contemporary gospel music.
That's what you were thinking of?
Before returning to his more familiar rock-based
Okay, so that was
idiom
still in the
80s.
70s.
In the 80s, he returned to. So I think, well, I have a habit of confusing things.
Right, when he went Christian from electric.
You went from acoustic to electric to Christian, back to electric.
All right, well, maybe that's what you were thinking of.
Maybe. I
Yeah.
get confused.
Yeah.
I don't know. Thank God we have the internet.
Hey, see? Dylan
Says
thought that
Dylan,
too.
Yeah.
So, Chris, what have you been listening
So
to?
yeah, Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
Foo Fighters, the new album. And I will tell you this, because if I'm a little long-winded on this,
Do I need to
Stop
grab
me.
a beer?
yeah. The album, but here we are. It's a new album out by the Foo Fighters, and phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I listened to this thing from front to back, side to side, left and right, north and south, and it is phenomenal. A lot of death in the music. Obviously, his Taylor Hawkins passed away, and then shortly after, his mother passed away. And there's some songs on there that I cried on this album. It made me cry.
Cried listening to it.
I did.
Mike's just kicking the table at me now. Almost smacked
You
me in
know,
the face of the microphone.
How dare you
You
cry?
almost broke your
I almost
tooth.
broke my fucking tooth on this microphone.
He would have been chipless Matt. But yeah, and it's a super good album, man. I would probably put this album. Wasted Light was a very good album, but I would put it on top of one of my favorite albums by the Foo Fighters is fuck. I always tell you this.
Color?
No, that's a good album. I mean, all their albums are good, but it had the Generator on it. The Generator.
The one with the tattoo on the
There's
back of
nothing
his
left
neck?
to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite albums by Foo Fighters. So I'm going to put this album right next to that.
Oh, not above, but next to it.
Not yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I really really like that album.
He'd probably have to listen to it a little longer. To
Yeah,
know for
probably.
sure if it's
Probably.
above or not.
But
Yeah.
there's a song that sticks out, and this is why I was asking you, like, what songs did you guys like? Because all the songs are just fucking phenomenal. There's not one time where I was like, I'll skip this song. It's crazy how much, and made me think, like, how much this guy is in pain and how much you write so good when you're in pain. Like, that's what it does. It makes you just write fucking phenomenal music. And there is an album or a song that sticks out to me, and I love this. And I have a show coming on June 25th, and I'm gonna try to play this song
Uh-oh.
on in that show.
I think I need to hear this song now.
It is such a good song. This is the song that made me cry, and it's called Rust. It's like the second to last song on the album. But damn, so powerful. The drums are all played by Dave Grohl. It wasn't the new guy that's touring with him. Dave Grohl played the drums
For the recorded album, yeah.
for the recorded album. And the song, the album just came out, and it's just really fucking good, really good.
Now the song, is it the song But Here We Are that he wrote for Taylor and then his mom? Is that the song? There were two songs that came out initially. So it was Rescued and then the second song that came out.
I know I've heard Rescued.
Hearing Voices, maybe, because
Was
that
it-
was like a slower, melancholy music where
Was it
his
Hearing-
daughter sings with him on that.
No, that
No.
wasn't it.
Then it was probably But Here
Oh,
We Are.
Show Me How? Maybe it was Show Me How.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Show Me How. You know what? That song didn't do it much for me.
No.
Because I could have swore I heard somewhere that Show Me How was written
That I don't-
written
I
in
mean, it could've
regards to
been.
Taylor, but it seemed very vague.
It sounds like all of these songs were written for, and I read the Dave Grohl book, so he's had a lot of deaths.
Right.
Kurt Cobain, obviously. There was another friend that he talked about, and his name slips in my mind, but it was really best friend of his that he just did everything with, and then he passed away. And he talks about him probably more than he did Kurt in the book. And then, Taylor Hawkins, and then his mom passed. And that's all he talked about in his book was about his mom. and how he would be nowhere if it was her. You know, she was the one that let him do the things he wanted to do and started his music career.
Well, I heard probably 6 songs off this album.
How could
And-
you do that, sir?
Well, I heard.
How could you listen to only 6 songs?
I heard the first 4.
You're the one who told me to listen to this as
I've
it's a
heard.
story.
I've heard one song off this album.
Well, it's a single.
I heard the first 4 songs before the album.
Now it's 4.
Before the album came out. Before you.
Yeah, but you're the one, because I remember, I think it was on the last podcast where you said you got to listen to the whole album because I have a feeling it's going to be like a story.
Right. And then
And you only listened to 6 fucking songs.
Right. And then I listened to the first 6.
He couldn't make it through the story.
I couldn't
You couldn't make it through the story?
It was an okay story. No, it was a good story. Been there, done that, you know.
Yeah.
Chris is gonna stab you.
No, I everyone has their opinions. Yours is just wrong.
I got to take a listen to that album.
It's a very, oh my God.
It is a good album.
Every time I
it's
think
a very
about
good
it.
album.
Well, at least 6 songs are.
Right.
Now, for me,
Who the
it
fuck
seems
knows
like
what the rest are.
Okay, so one thing I did bring up to you before was the lack of the keyboardist.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
did that carry through the entire album for you,
no,
or did
you hear it in hearing voices.
Okay, so he gets one song.
And I really didn't pay attention to that much. Yeah, I don't know, but whether there's a keyboard in it or not didn't ruin it or make it for me.
Because to me, this album really is sort of like Dave Grohl taking back Foo Fighters. Like Foo Fighters,
sure.
He was giving it up to everybody towards the end, and
I think it was more like Taylor and Dave's band at that point.
well, I know he said he had a lot of input. He even like gave a nod to the keyboardist. He's like, even that guy wrote a song. He's like, hey,
Yeah. But I think that's what it was Taylor. It was becoming Taylor and Dave's band, and Taylor's obviously gone, and now Dave's like, fuck it, we're going to go back to what we did before that.
The old school days of Foo Fighters.
Yeah. Talk about hurt and talk about pain, and that's exactly
That's what makes
they
good
did.
music.
Yeah, and dude, I can't express how much this album was
I mean,
just so good.
Pain and emotions and hurt and wet ass pussy all make good music.
Wet Ass Pussy, yeah.
yep, wop.
Now that's a good song. But that's my pick. Foo Fighters. But here we are.
I think that's a good pick. These are all good picks.
Yeah. I am actually going to listen to some of these.
Yeah, I'm very excited to listen to that new Avenged. I'm very
I
curious.
I
to
actually
see.
downloaded it Saturday, the day after the podcast.
Oh, you
last
did?
Week. Yeah, and once Mike sent that text message out, I was like, well, I just bought this album. Let's keep listening to it because I also didn't fully enjoy it the first time I listened to it. So I'm like, let's keep giving it a chance. Let's go.
You know what? I'm going to take a second to applaud you for that too, because you said a word there that was very important. Bought.
Oh yeah, no, I
bought
purchased
the
I
album.
thought Mike-
I purchased it on iTunes, but I did pay for it. It's purchased.
Yeah.
right.
I don't rip off music anymore.
But you could stream it. You don't have
Totally used to, but I don't rip off music anymore.
Well, a lot of people out there have subscriptions to a service.
Well, see, I don't have a streaming subscription. I
Right.
do like the free streaming services, which means that they're going to play a random assortment of whatever.
Right.
I wanted to listen to the entire album,
Right.
so I bought the album.
That was very cool. I think that's very commendable. Not a lot of people do that anymore, and I
I
think
don't
that's
buy
perfect.
too many albums anymore either. Typically, when I buy them, they wouldn't be bigger name bands. It'd be like bands we'd feature on here.
Yeah.
If I really loved it, I'd buy their album.
Right.
Support the small artists.
Right.
Big name bands, I usually only do it if it's something I'm really excited about. And I was pretty excited about this.
Yeah.
So
And they let you down.
I didn't say they let me down.
Mm.
It was like a freak circus with midgets.
Like it was good, but you didn't know if you should look away or not.
Pretty much.
Yeah. That's good. I'm gonna actually give that a listen. I'll put that in my my list here. I like this idea, Mike.
Oh, thank you. Thank
We
you.
should do this
I'm
once
glad
in a
we
while,
can
yeah.
wrap a while.
I'd say once a month,
Yeah.
but that might be like once a podcast then. So
Yeah. That's all we would be talking about.
Maybe once a season.
yeah, once a season. That sounds good.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
We got to wait for the new albums to come out.
So this is our summertime or spring one?
This is did summer start?
Well, I was thinking podcast season. So once that number changes.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about once a year then.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Sure.
The seasons are yearly now.
Whenever it fits.
Oh yeah, we're in season 23 right now. So
Yeah.
you're talking about our next time is season 24.
Well, that's only 4 podcasts away.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. Wait, stay tuned to season 24. We'll be in a jiffy.
Coming up quick, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah. I love the dead air.
I love the structure we have here.
There's no smooth going into anything.
Yeah, that's
So-
what she
Well,
said.
we also get interrupted by the new releases lady.
Yeah.
Fucking cunt.
Yeah, how does it feel? For once it wasn't
Yeah,
me.
Yeah, that was a.
It felt a little rough. The worst part is I was talking about the fact that this was odd new releases, and she's like, "Boop."
Hey guys.
It's like I called her. It's like I summoned her out.
There we go.
I don't know if the mechs picked that up, but
when in doubt, try again.
damn.
It's getting lower though.
Yeah, I know. Well, I only got so
The
much.
turd's starting to come out.
All right,
I had Pander before I got here.
pander.
Pander.
Making me hungry.
The old Pander Express. It was the Kung Pao chicken. I
Can you
think
get
that's
on
what
with the
did it.
news?
Oh,
What the fuck?
Mike is giving you the news. He had Panda Express, and now he's letting you taste his farts.
I asked for the news, not the weather.
there you go. That's
Oh, what'd you do?
it's a bit windy in here.
Oh, I could always. Yeah, I like it like that.
No, I know you do. Big
All
boy.
right. Go ahead with your news.
No, you go ahead and take your time there. I know you're adjusting.
Yeah.
So David Byrne. Does everybody know who David Byrne is?
Flaming lips.
No. Anybody else? Take a guess. Let's take a guess.
Nah, I'm not sure.
David Byrne from the fucking Talking Heads.
Talking Heads.
Okay, so
That's what I
David
meant.
Byrne from the Talking Heads, and then Fatboy Slim. Where's Fatboy Slim from?
Fatboy Slim.
Fucking right he is. So they got together about 15 years ago and wrote a musical called Here Lies Love.
Mm-hmm.
And what's really cool is that this musical is actually coming out on Broadway now. And they're changing the way things happen on Broadway. Usually you go to a musical and you sit down in some chairs and you watch people do shit on stage and they sing songs and frolic and dance and everybody has a good time. But what David Byrne and Fatboy Slim want to do is take all the chairs out of the audience. Everybody's got to stand and they're going to make it a completely...
People are going to mosh to this.
They're going to make it an immersive experience, which is really cool.
Now, immersive, or are they going to make it more like a concert, like a mosh? Like when you say immersive, are they going to come down into the audience and...
They said immersive, and what it sounds like, it does sound like the actors will come down into the audience,
That's
and
kinda
that
cool.
the audience does play an integral part to the play itself.
See, now that's kind of cool.
Right. So everybody's
Although-
kind of involved.
COVID.
Bro, COVID don't exist.
It's making a comeback.
Oh, actually, the smoke is making a comeback from Canada. People in New York are wearing N95 masks.
Oh,
and
you're
they're
talking about
told
for the...
the wildfires.
yeah.
Yeah,
What?
yeah. There's
The
a bunch of-
wildfires in Canada.
Where have you been?
The smoke is drifting down into the U.S.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I
And-
didn't even know Canada had wildfires.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought it was too wet up there.
that's what she said. But no, New York.
Usually it's California that's on fire.
New
Well,
York.
that's already burned.
yeah,
So
that's burned down to the
It
ground.
burned somewhere else.
New York, they're telling people not to leave their house, and if they do, they have to wear N95 masks.
Oh,
and
wow.
they said that it's going to come into Illinois. We're already kind of feeling the effects. But hospitals have released that a lot of people are going to hospitals now because of respiratory issues.
Do you think
we've
it's
had
just a way to
we've had
get
an
rid
air
of...
quality alert for a while now too.
Yeah.
Do you think it's
every
just a
day.
way to get rid of all the backlogged N95 masks that everybody has? Like
I was
Target
thinking
and-
that, actually. I swear, I was thinking the same exact thing. I'm like,
They just got like smoke machines and tire fires burning up there. It's not
Right.
really a wildfire. They're just like sending fucking smoke down here on purpose.
Well, I mean, they don't need to burn tires. They could just put it on the news. Just like, hey, everybody, the air is bad. Wear a mask. Okay, let's do it.
That's true.
they get Smokey the Bear to run down the street saying, this shit's getting crazy. Gotta go.
Eh?
Eh? I actually did get 2 air purifiers.
Oh, because of it?
Not because of it. I actually wanted them, but this gave me the little push to get them. So I got a bigger one in my front room, and now I got one in the
I just tell my
kids' room.
daughter to run a washcloth under the faucet and then put it over her face.
Oh, that probably is going to
That
not
almost
work.
sounds like waterboarding. What are you doing at home?
Are you reading things from the 1800s? Because
Well, I mean, it works, right? Yeah. It
yeah.
filters.
Right. Yeah.
Or we could just get like I should have thought of this. Buy a K&N filter, and then she can just put the K&N filter over her face anytime she wants to go outside.
That would probably be better than an N95.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got the oil in there. It'll trap all the
you're gonna
particles.
get the wet filter too.
Well, that's what K&N is.
They have dry filters.
Really?
Yes.
When
Fight.
did they start that?
Fight.
They've had dry
Fight.
filters.
For,
You use dry filters for certain environments and wet filters for others.
Man, have
I
we
thought
gotten
it was
off
only
way
one.
off topic?
Yes, we
Yeah.
have. What were we talking about?
we were
this
talking about a musical.
Yes.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Apparently, nobody cares about. So we'll just.
So you're just gonna wreck Chris's motorcycle.
Hey, when was Pablo Picasso? Do you know Pablo Picasso? Do you know who he is?
He's a painter.
Okay.
He's a
How
famous
long
artist.
He's a
ago?
fucking house painter.
How long ago do you think he passed away?
100 years ago. No.
No.
It was 60, right? 60 years ago.
I don't know if it was 60, was it?
I don't know. You tell me. I'm asking. Because when I think of Pablo Picasso,
I'm trying to think about what year it is now.
when I think of Pablo Picasso, I think
Picasso?
Picasso. When I think of Pablo Picasso,
I think of a good giant hot dog or one of them pizza slices.
For $1.99.
Pablo Picasso. Gotta get them at the Asco, Jewel Ascos.
Yes.
When I think of him, I think of like 1700s. That's where my
Oh,
mind
no.
goes. I thought that's what I always thought.
You know what? I have to think to myself because that's what
What
I
a
think of
wonderful
too.
world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Go ahead, do it.
No.
No, you know you want
No,
to.
you were ready to. And I think to myself,
Are you serious?
what a wonderful
You
world.
used to do such a better Satchmo impression.
Ooh,
Satchmo.
I'm doing Louis Armstrong.
Yeah,
Is his name Satchmo?
that's what they call him.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
But yeah, he used to do better. He used to be gurgle in the throat.
Should we play? Yeah, no, I didn't feel like doing it. No. He died in the 1970s, 1973.
70.
That's what I was trying to think about. How long ago was it? Like, you said 60 years at
Yeah.
first. But I was
Well,
like,
I said 100 at first, and I'm
but
like, no.
But
he
I was like,
born.
no, it
Yeah.
wasn't that long ago. But I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, well, it's 2023.
Right.
I thought this
Yeah,
motherfucker
it's-
was born in like the 1700s.
Almost 60 years ago.
Yeah.
It's like 50 years ago.
Yeah. Bill Murray is dating singer Khalees.
What?
Yep. He's 72, she's 43. That's her. What is she popular for? Well, everybody knows. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. That's who Bill Murray.
They're dating?
They're dating now.
That is awesome. Her milkshake brought Bill Murray to the yard.
Damn right, it's better than
And he
yours.
said, make it extra thick.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Garth Brooks says his new bar will serve Bud Light despite conservative boycott. So he will be serving Bud Light, and that's not the reason I'm bringing that up. The reason I'm bringing that up is recently he was took a photo of himself, and let me get it up here for you guys. He had stomach cancer.
So, Garth Brooks supports the Bud Light thing.
What are you trying to say, Matt?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what you were trying to say by giving this story out.
No, what Bud Light? Bud Light thing, the tranny on a candy thing?
Yeah.
Is that what you were trying to say?
Yes.
Here at the Chris Court Show, we support everyone, so you don't need to, rectify that, whatever. But there is a picture of him that is going around, and he just got done with stomach cancer. Well, I don't know if he beat it or not, but he was, going through all the stuff
No, he either beat it or he's still fighting it.
for it. Yeah,
Because I haven't heard of him dying yet.
But how's Chris Gaines doing?
he was actually talking about releasing a couple Chris Gaines album. I can't find this fucking picture for the life of me.
Chris Gaines doesn't have stomach cancer. Just Garth Brooks.
That's what I'm hoping. I know they're close.
Do you know that was actually for?
very close.
Do you know Chris Gaines' thing was for a movie? It wasn't actually a real thing.
No, I had no idea.
It was supposed to be for a movie. The movie didn't come out or something, and he just released it. It wasn't like his alter ego. It was actually just like a fucking. I can't find this picture. Let's see.
I don't know what you're looking for.
That's okay. You could
Yeah, just Google it. You'll find it or find it on Facebook. But he totally looks.
because I'm sure everybody listening is going to see the picture also.
Yeah, that's true.
He was trying to show us.
But yeah, he looks very skinny and doesn't look like Garth Brooks. So that's what I was getting at. Slipknot announces member departures ahead of tour. So what happened to Slipknot is that all their peeps are leaving them. Are leaving Corey Taylor. Now this is just like a Corey Taylor thing. They lost two long-time members ahead of its European tour. And that's the keyboardist, Craig Jones.
Is there a reason they decided to leave?
No, they just kind of came out and said, we wish him the best, and he's gone, and that's it.
You know what? Corey
After
Taylor
27 years.
just came out with a new Corey Taylor album.
CMFT Part 2 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if that has anything to do with it. It's like, Corey, just pick a band.
Yeah. And the percussionist,
He does do a lot of stuff. So
Sean Clown Crahan is not joining their European tour. So it's really all it is. Just
I wonder if they
a cover band.
I wonder if they
That's
couldn't
right.
get passports.
Dressed as a clown.
No.
He's got the passport, the
No.
cloud photo on it. They're like, no.
Yeah, I don't think that would be it, but
Then Corey Taylor walks up. It's just a picture of a neck. Just
Right.
a giant neck.
Hey guys, I'm here to rock. Yeah, that's what it's become though. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. Did you have any more news?
No, not anymore. No.
No,
Okay, good.
He threw his notebook at your motorcycle.
Oh, that's right. Oh, what's that big dent?
Get him.
Tim?
Remember to check us out on all streaming platforms. Next week, we are doing Metal Fest, so we will not have a show, but hopefully we'll have some audio for you guys. Thank you for listening. Good night. And if you have a band, send it to us. I love you. And,
Highness.
there it is.
Once again, thank you for listening to The Chris Court Show. Remember, if you have a band or business, or know someone that has a band or business, send all the info and MP3s to chriscourtshow@gmail.com. Chicken nuggets and cranberry sauce.
The Chris Court Show.